Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. Today, we're going to continue to talk about It Ends With Us. It ends with this. It ends with this movie. Their careers end with us, that's for sure. I doubt we'll be seeing way too much more of Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, or Justin Baldoni, honestly, after this. Justin Baldoni's already blacklisted. He's done. Blake Lively is in the process of being blacklisted right now. She's losing contracts, and the projects that she has that are coming out have been delayed. Okay, because people want to see how this is going to turn out. Okay, they don't want to rush forward with her stuff because they want to return on their investment. They want to make money off of Blake Lively's name. If right now the cultural temperature is too high for Blake Lively, they're not going to release the movie. They're going to want to see how this comes out, okay, before they release this thing. They learned that stuff from like Jonathan Majors. Remember him? Those of you who don't know, Jonathan Majors was this up-and-coming actor. He first burst onto the scene, I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago, okay, where he was from nobody had ever heard of him before. He's this black guy, apparently he's very talented. He was on some TV shows that I never watched. I didn't know who the hell he was. And then all of a sudden, boom, he just showed up out of nowhere, and he's officially cast as Kang the Conqueror on the Loki TV show, okay? So he shows up there about, 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. He shows up there, and he's only in the last episode of the first season of Loki, right? Disney Plus. And I thought he was terrible because I know the character of Kang from the comic book, and that's not him. He's not some freaky deaky, happy-go-lucky type guy, eccentric guy like this like the character he was playing. Okay, but then he gets announced in the Ant-Man movie, Quantumania, where he's gonna be the main bad guy. He's actually gonna play Kang in that one. Okay, so he shows up in that. I think he did a great job as Kang. But the movie bombed. It bombed, just like Captain America. The new Captain America bombed. All right, but the movie bombed. Everyone expected it to make like almost $1 billion, and it ended up making like 400 million or something like that. Not good at all. And the movie was not that good at all. Okay, I'm the first one to admit it wasn't that great. But then none of the Ant-Man movies were that great. They were just good. Okay, solid good. All right. But I'll admit it, I was entertained with Ant-Man Quantumania, okay, but it needed some work. I don't like the fact that all of it took place in the quantum universe, Michelle Pfeiffer there, cucking, Michael Douglas's character, I didn't like that stuff. But I thought Kang, even though Kang's white in the comic book, I still think Jonathan Majors did a good job as Kang, all right? But unfortunately, he doesn't do as good job as a boyfriend. All right. So because of the high profile of Ant-Man Quantumania, whenever you get hired for a high profile movie like that, like a big budget Disney or Marvel movie or Star Wars, like that, okay, I'm guaranteed that's not the only movie you're going to get. Okay, once the casting agents or the studios hear that some unknown or some little known actor is getting cast and it's a big character, this is going to be their breakout character in a major motion picture, other production companies jump on that. Now Jonathan Majors' agent is like, he's fielding calls. He's, oh my God, they want you in this movie, they want you in this movie, they want you in this movie, okay? Because they know that if your movie does great, people are going to want to see more of you. So they got to have those movies ready so they can release more of you, okay? So all of a sudden, Jonathan Majors went from a struggling TV actor to like one of the biggest movie stars in the world now, okay? Based on these movies that are coming. They haven't come to theater yet, but they're going to now. Okay, the first one being, Ant-Man Quantumania. Okay, and then of course he's got Creed 3. He's the antagonist in that one. These are big budget movies. These are major motion pictures going to theaters, right? So that's coming out. Okay, next thing you know, he's showing up on all the magazine covers. He's doing these hot pictures where he's showing off his chest and shit, like that. Okay, he's going to parties. Okay, with nothing but white girlfriends. Remember that, white girlfriends. Okay. He's doing interviews, okay? People are complimenting him at the premiere for Ant-Man Quantumania. The writer and director of the movie would have to go, oh my God, he's the most charming, clearly the guy's gay. He's the most charming man in the entire planet. Oh my God, Jonathan Majors is so incredible, especially in this movie. All this kind of crap. Marvel announces that Kang is going to be the next major bad guy in the next Avengers movie. It's going to be called Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. It's going to be Avengers Part 5. The Kang Dynasty, which means Jonathan Majors is going to be the main villain. I mean, this guy, boom, career up to the stratosphere. you're going to be seeing him everywhere. He's doing commercials. He's doing commercials for joining the army. He's, he's in everything, right? He's in all these movies. He's on the talk shows. He's out there. You see him everywhere. I'm thinking about, who the fuck is this guy? I never heard of him before. Now he's everywhere. Like, I can't go to the movie theater without seeing a poster with him in it for a movie that's about to come out. Okay? All this crazy. Jonathan Majors is freaking everywhere, man. Everyone's calling. The View is telling how he's the sexy, hot guy, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's talking about how fucking great he is. All this crazy shit, right? I mean, they're puffing his Peter like there's no tomorrow. And then what happens? Beats up his girlfriend. Beats up his girlfriend. Well, when you do that, Disney, Marvel, I mean, you hire a guy that beats up his girlfriend. You want to hire him to play a villain, not to actually be a villain. Okay. Now I know there's extenuating circumstances. I'm probably sure there was a good reason. Well, maybe not a good reason, but I'm sure there was extenuating circumstances why he did it. Maybe she attacked him first, and he was defending himself, and maybe he defended himself too much. I don't know. Or he might have just clocked her for whatever reason. He got mad at her for whatever it was. Okay. But he beat her up. She pressed charges. Now he's officially charged. Okay. So now he's got to hire a lawyer. He's got his publicist. He's got to cover this all. They can't hide this. This is, this went to the mainstream social media, covered all this stuff, right? Now Marvel's got to distance themselves from him. Oh my God, dude! Stop all the goddamn interviews. Stop all the photo shoots. All the marketing for this guy. Stop it. Quit talking about him in the media. We're not going to say anything about this guy. Okay, whatever roles he's considered, he's not considered for them anymore. Shut up about it. Don't talk about it. Let's let this thing blow over. Let's focus on something like Trump sucks. Let's focus on that and quit focusing on Jonathan Majors. We don't want anyone to know about this stuff. We're going to suppress it. Let's not talk about it at all. We're not going to make a statement. Blah, 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 okay? So that's the thing. Now, the narrative they were going with before was, well, if you don't like Jonathan Majors, it's because you're racist. Because they assume that everybody that doesn't like him is white. Okay? But if you don't like him, you're racist. But now they can't do that because he beat up a girl. So now the thing is, okay, well, what's the worst of the two evils? Okay, that women should not be protected from men like this, or they shouldn't be subject to abuse by men like this, or is it that you just hate black people? Okay, which one is it? Okay, well, they had to go with, okay, well, in this case, we're gonna have to go side with the women here, man. We can't have our stars, well, no matter what color their skin is, we cannot have our stars beating up women. We can't have that. So he was found guilty. Okay, and he lost everything. Well, I mean, everything was postponed, and then boom, he's just blacklisted. He's just canceled. He's canceled. Okay, doesn't matter what color his skin is. He is canceled. Okay, any movie roles he was up for, gone. Whatever movies that he was in that were going to come out, canceled, shelved. Except for one. There's one. It's called Magazine Dreams, I think, and that's like about to come out this year. But still, that movie was finished, 2.5 years ago. It was supposed to come out 2 years ago, and it couldn't because of the scandal. You see? Okay, but now it's going to come out, and he's hoping he gets nominated. You're not going to get nominated. Everyone's going to remember you as a wife beater. Okay, as a girl, as a woman abuser. Okay, that's your claim to fame now. Okay, they redid the Avengers. There's not going to be Kang. It's not going to be the Avengers anymore. Okay, they're going to hire another actor to kill him off. Okay, it's going to be called Avengers Doomsday now. Okay, Robert Downey Jr. is back. He's going to play Dr. Doom this time, not Iron Man. I don't know how the hell they're going to make that. It's not going to work, but I don't know how the hell they're going to try to pull that off. It's going to be ridiculous, but oh well. Okay, so there's no more Kang. Okay, which kind of screws up the whole Loki, because Loki season 2, Jonathan Majors was in that season, playing Kang again, but his character got killed off in that as well. So, and his character got killed off in Ant-Man too. So, we don't know what the hell. Okay, how they're going to explain that waste of a character. Okay, that they promoted this guy so hard only to pull him out of there. Okay, and now Jonathan Majors is struggling, and one of the first things he did when he was going through the trial and everything was he got a black girlfriend. Okay, he got a black girlfriend. He had to, and she was with him everywhere he went, walking up to the courthouse, posing for pictures, fending off interviews. His girlfriend was with him everywhere. Wherever the paparazzi were, he was there with his black girlfriend. He had to do that. Okay, because you got a black guy beating up a white girl. Okay, he can't still be dating white girls. He can do it personally. Maybe that's not his real. Maybe he's still dating white girls. Who knows? But the optics of it, what are people going to think of? What are the black community going to think about him? You see what I mean? How are they going to sympathize with him? How is he going to pull the race card? Oh, they're just doing this to me because I'm black. How is he going to do that if his girlfriend is white? The black community is not going to stand for that, especially the black women aren't going to stand for that. How are they going to support this guy? You see what I mean? They can't. So he's got to have a black girlfriend. Otherwise, the black women are not going to be on the side. And when it comes to domestic violence issues like this movie talks about, you've got to get the woman on your side. The only reason Johnny Depp, won was because the women were on his side. 99% of the time, the women are on the side of the woman that was abused, whether she faked it or not. They're on the woman's side, always, with the rare exceptions. Like Johnny Depp being the biggest rare exception, But for the most part, they always believe the women. That's the whole motto, isn't it? Believe all women, right? Until Amber Heard, right? Well, the thing with Jonathan Majors, man, if he's accused of beating up his white girlfriend, it's gonna. How are you gonna pull the race card if the girl is white? Because I'm sorry, but there is a lot of racism out there, but it's directed against white people. It's not so much directed as black people anymore. The way it used to be. Those days are gone. And there's a huge percentage of black women that do not like the idea of a black man dating a white woman. They just don't like it. Because it's kind of like a cliche. When a black man makes it successful, rich and successful, he tends to go with white girls. Look around. Look at all the NBA players. They all got white girlfriends, white wives. For the most part. Look at celebrities. Black celebrities. For the most part, I mean, there's exceptions, but for the most part, most of the black guys that are famous and rich, they have white wives. I mean, that's, I don't know why that is. Maybe they see it as a symbol of status or something. I don't know. But it's hard to get the black women on your side and pull the race card when the person you're trying to defend wouldn't even date you. It only dates white girls. You see what I mean? So it's for optics. Now, the reason I'm bringing all this up, even though I know you think it has nothing to do with It Ends With Us, but it does, because I'm giving you an example, of how the media portrays things, how public opinion is the most important thing. People like you and me, we pretty much make all our decisions before there's ever a trial, before evidence has been presented. None of that stuff. We look at our own evidence that we can dig up on our own, and we base our conclusions on that. Right now, the optics for Blake Lively are not good. They're not good at all. She's over here accusing her co-star, director, writer here, producer here, of sexual harassment. That's a serious thing. That's part of the Me Too. That's part of the Believe All Women stuff. And he's rightfully defending himself against her, and he's posted all this evidence that he did not have to do, but the judge ruled that it was okay for him to do it. So he's posted all his own evidence, basically refuting everything that Blake Lively puts out there, all her accusations. He refutes them and posts evidence. He actually got receipts to prove that that's not what happened. Or at least to build a strong case that that's not what happened. And he's letting all of us read it. The website's still up now. Blake Lively tried to shut down that website that he set up. It's still there right now. You can look up everything. Look at the text messages. Look at the actual footage that he filmed, where she accused him of doing something, and you look at the footage and it never happened. So Blake Lively's the one who's coming out really bad at this, all right? And the fact that her husband, Ryan Reynolds, who has a history of taking over movies away from their producers and directors, like he did with Deadpool, has been enabling her and helping her do this. It's not looking good for them. It's not. This is a true case of David versus Goliath. Now, I have no love for Justin Baldoni. You watch these videos, you know damn well I do not like this man at all. He's not a real man. He turned in his man card years ago in order to get a job in Hollywood. He pretends to be the male feminist, the guy with the stubble, and he's got the man bun, and he talks about toxic masculinity, even though he's a freaking man, supposedly a man. I don't know what's down there, he's probably trans for all I know, he sure acts like he is, but he wrote a book on how to basically cut off your balls and how to cut off your testicles, getting rid of your masculinity. He wrote a book about it. I'm not making it up. It's called Man Enough. Look it up yourself. You want to fucking read it. For you gay guys out there, I'm sure, give it to your boyfriend or something, whatever. But yeah, he actually wrote this book. So I have no respect for this guy, but I do think he's getting shafted. No pun intended. I do think he's getting shafted by Blake Lively. Or he's getting pegged by Blake Lively. Not in a good way either. Not the way he likes it, right? She's more powerful. She has more clout in Hollywood. She's trying to take the movie away from him. She is. She already involved people that didn't need to be there, like Taylor Swift did not need to be involved in this thing, but she dragged her best friend, who's not her best friend anymore, because of this. I mean, look at Taylor Swift. She got booted at the Super Bowl. Times are changing. All right. So now Taylor Swift has been officially deposed. She has to go into court and make a statement. Okay? So she's trying to distance herself away from this shit. Like, oh my God, you know, even though she was one of the bullies. She was one of the people that was at the penthouse in New York when Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively called an emergency meeting for all the cast members and crew to show up at her penthouse, and they listed off a list of grievances that they had with Justin Baldoni. Taylor Swift was there. And she had nothing to do with the movie. She contributed a song to the movie. That's it. Okay? An old song. That wasn't even about domestic violence. It was about like her, you know, not having the rights to her music or shit. Like that's what it was about, all right? The song's in the movie, right? I don't remember the name of it. I don't care. Okay, I already talked about it in another video. Okay, so you know, so that's all going on. Okay, so this guy Justin Baldoni is fighting for his life. He wasn't even allowed to go to the premiere. He had to spend the premiere, the red carpet premiere, you know, where all the actors and producers and they all go. He was not allowed to go there. He had to wait in the basement with his family, in the basement of the theater for the premiere, because Blake Lively did not want him around. Okay, Ryan Reynolds spoke to his casting office. Okay, to an executive at William Morris Endeavors. That's Justin Baldoni's casting agency. Okay, and told him get rid of this guy. Drop him as a client. Drop him. And after the sexual harassment allegations, which went public on Christmas Eve of last year, they most certainly did drop Justin Baldoni. They dropped him as a client. He's got no agency that's going to take him on. Hence, no work. He's got to win this lawsuit. He's suing for $400 million. If he doesn't win this, I swear to God, he's going to be working as a fucking barista at Starbucks. Okay? So, I mean, I want him to win, not because I like the guy, but because I think the lesser of the two evils, he's the one that's being shafted the most. Okay? And I think it's important that society, that culture acknowledges, okay, that women are just as capable of manipulation and lying as men are. Okay? I am not a feminist, but I'm not a misogynist either. Okay? There's good and bad of any gender. Okay? If you believe there's more than two, that is. Okay? There's good and bad people. They just exist. It doesn't matter what you got between your legs. There's good and bad people. Sometimes they get away with it, sometimes they don't. But you know, you have to treat people fairly based on what they do, not on what you don't judge people on what's in between their legs. Judge people on what they do. That's the only metric that should matter, is what they do. Okay? You can't be just, oh, I'm immediately innocent because I'm a woman. No, there's no such thing as that. Okay? There's no such thing as that. Okay? That's a lie that the media has been selling you. Okay? Because there's people in the media that make a lot of money off of this stuff. Okay? They make a lot of money off of Me Too. They make a lot of money off of false accusations. They make a lot of money off of this, and they promote it. They've got to keep it alive. They got to keep it alive. Otherwise, they're going to have no cause. And if they have no cause, if it goes away, if men, you know, for the most part, mostly they treat women with respect. Okay? Physically, at least. Okay? Most guys will, there's more men in the world that will defend a woman than will actually attack a woman, is what I'm trying to tell you. A hell of a lot more. That will defend a woman physically with their own bodies than will attack a woman physically. You see what I mean? There's more men out there that will help a woman than there are that won't. Okay? That's the honest God truth. But you'll never know that by watching these movies. You'll never know that by watching the media or watching stupid shows like The View, okay, or the liberal, message, okay, the narrative that they spout out there that men are all bad and women are all good. Okay, it's a bullshit narrative and nobody believes it anymore. And I wish they would quit doing it. I wish movies like this would quit getting made, or not so much. Let's start making some movies about, I don't know, how about women that sexually assault boys? How about that? How about the epidemic of all the 20-something, 30-something, 40-something-year-old married women that are having sex with their 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old students? Okay? That is a huge epidemic, and none of the feminists are talking about that. No feminists are talking about that. You know why? Because it goes against the narrative. You see what I mean? Women can't be pictured as grapists. They can't. They're not allowed to. Unless it's a joke. I know I know Adam Sandler made a movie several years ago, where he played a boy who fathered a child when he was like 12 years old or 13 years old because he was having sex with his teacher, played by Susan Sarandon, Okay, but that was a joke, okay? There's nothing joke about that. Can you imagine if it was the other way around? It was a 30-something-year-old man that was having sex with his 12-year-old student, and she had a kid based on that? Would it be a comedy? Would it be a coming-of-age comedy? Do you think that would have happened? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't, okay? But yet somehow society, Hollywood, thinks it's okay to do it the other way around. The feminists don't say anything about that. You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, the inequality, and that's what needs to stop. And thank God there's starting to be some changes. It's going to be a while, but thank God at least it's being acknowledged now. Because before, the past 5-10 years, you couldn't talk about this stuff. You couldn't talk about anything that I just said now, okay? There is a narrative, there's a script, and you have to stick to it. Men bad, women good. Anything outside of that is misandry, and you will be canceled. Not anymore. There's good and bad in both. That's what I'm trying to say here. All right, moving right along. Where did I leave off in the review? Okay. Wow. Yeah, I'm reviewing a movie. Sorry. No, but all this relates. Okay. There's reasons for all this. Okay, that I bring up with this stuff. Okay, it's because a lot of that, like this movie's a perfect example of that. Okay, domestic violence. Okay, a man beating up a woman. Okay, it's a terrible thing. You see my videos, you know damn well I've experienced this myself. My sister just divorced her husband, my ex brother-in-law, for this very reason. Okay, and that happened last year. This is recent. Okay, so I'm still trying to deal with that. The fact that this was going on and my sister didn't tell me, okay? Because she knew what I would have fucking done to my brother-in-law if I'd known, okay? But, I did help her move, while he was at work and he got all her shit out of there and stuff. We could set her up someplace else, okay? So she's doing good now. She's officially divorced, all that kind of stuff, all right? But still, this was happening under my own nose and I didn't even know about it. My own sister, for Christ's sake, okay? That fucking hurts. Okay, you watch my videos, you know damn well I saw my dad beat up my mom when I was a little boy. I saw that happen before they got divorced. Okay, so I know what happens. What I'm saying is that it's not accepted by society. There's no culture that accepts it, that says it's okay. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, there's more men that will defend a woman than there is that will attack a woman. Okay, and when men hear about another man beating up a woman, it pisses us off. Okay, the majority of us, it pisses us off. We don't like it. We don't stand for it. Okay, whenever I've seen it before and I have in the past, okay, I step right in there. Okay, I step right in there. What sucks is that a lot of the times when I step in there, the women tell me to get the fuck lost. Like, what the fuck? I just saw him fucking hit you. Okay, so I knocked him down and she's the one hitting me now, telling me to get the fuck out of here? What the fuck? I was trying to help you. Doesn't mean I'm just going to stop me from trying to help her. Okay, I'm still going to do it. But, it's just like, damn, how about thank you? This guy was going to beat the shit out of you and I just stopped him. But unfortunately, that's what happened. You can't save anybody. I'm sorry, you can't. Don't believe this Captain Save-A-Ho shit, okay? Which is this movie's also about Captain Save-A-Ho. It doesn't work. It's not real. Any guy that tries to do it, he will not be rewarded for it, okay? Not that he needs a reward, okay? But most of the time, women they're going to fucking push you away. They're going to be like, what the fuck? None of your business, you asshole. That's my boyfriend. Leave him alone. You piece of shit. I'm like, this guy was beating the shit out of you. All right, fine. Okay? And ladies, you wonder why men don't want to step in? You want to wonder why? A guy on a subway can fucking talk shit, get in a woman's face, and not one man in that fucking subway is going to jump up and defend her? You want to know why? This is why. This is why. I mean, what happens when people do it, when there's Good Samaritans out? You know what happens? They get arrested. Especially if the Good Samaritan is white and the aggressor is black. Okay? I mean, it sucks, man. This needs to change. This needs to change. Okay. Where we left off last time is the restaurant, okay? So our main character, Lily here, her mom is in town visiting from Maine, from Plethora, Maine. She's visiting Boston to see her daughter. Her daughter has a new flower shop that she opened, Lily Blooms. Her daughter's name is Lily Blossom Bloom. I'm not making that up. And she loves flowers, of course she does. She loves things that grow, things that need water and sunlight and shit, because it rewards her. And that applies to her dating life too. She looks for men that are flawed. She looks for men that need mommies to wipe their ass, okay, that are weak, that have no self-esteem. That way she can nurture them and put water on them and put something in the sunlight. That way she can get some dick out of that, okay? Knowing that she's the one in control, because she's not a flower that needs sunlight and water, okay? What she is a goddamn oak tree. It doesn't need any of that shit. You know why? Because she's a goddamn oak tree. That's why. She's the powerful one. The men are the weak ones, okay? And even though Justin Baldoni's character here, her boyfriend, okay, named Raul Kincaid, he's a neurosurgeon, well-educated. He dresses like a fucking millionaire. He's a millionaire. Okay, his clothes are super expensive. Okay, his grooming is immaculate. Okay, his watch is like $500. Okay, he's a neurosurgeon, so he's very smart. He has a lavish penthouse. Okay, with that in a building that has absolutely no security, because Lily Bloom broke in there, and made it all the way to the roof of the building without anyone stopping her, without any door being locked. But that's another story, right? Okay, anyway, so he's very successful, very charming, very handsome, all that kind of stuff. Okay, but he is a pussy. He's never been with a girl. Okay, I had a relationship with a girl. He says he had lots of sex, but I doubt that. I think that was a lie. Okay, because he can't lead. Okay, he's only good at having sex. He's not good at having relationships. He's a relationship virgin. Lily, even though he's 40 fucking years old, Lily is the first relationship he's ever had in his life, and he doesn't know what to do, and he's confused and he's insecure. So of course Lily's there to wipe his ass, water him, put him in the sunlight, that kind of a thing, because she's the one with the power in this relationship. Okay, anyway, she kept from him that her mom was coming to town to visit. He's a little upset about that, so he invites himself. He asks her, "Can I come? I want to meet your mom. Why do you want to meet my mom? It's not, she's gonna embarrass me, because I want to meet the mother of the woman that I love." Okay, and then she hands him his book about fucking how to be a male feminist and how to not have testicles or penis. Okay, and then she tells him, "I love you too. Get the fuck out of here." All right, so they end up meeting. Okay, they go to the nice restaurant. Okay, the name of the restaurant is called Root. I'm not making that up. It's a new restaurant in Boston named Root. Get it? She's into flowers. Flowers have roots. Plants have roots. Get it? Okay, you get the metaphor, right? It punches you right across the fucking face, doesn't it? All right, so that's going on here. Okay, and then they meet the waiter. The waiter shows up while Raul's in the bathroom jerking off to gay porn. The waiter shows up, so he says hi to the mom. He says hi to Lily. Lily recognizes the scar in his hand. It reminds her of her ex-boyfriend, the man that fucking took her virginity when he was 18 and she was 15, who had the same scar on his hand. And she looks up and looks at his face, and guess what? It's him. It's the guy from her virginity. He was homeless back then. Yeah, she likes to fuck homeless guys. Okay, he was homeless back then, and she was helping him out, by slobbing his knob. Anyway, and sneaking him into her dad's house, her parents' house when her parents weren't home, that kind of thing, things we all do. Okay, anyway, so she sees him, of course, she recognizes him, he recognizes her immediately, blah, blah, blah. This is her ex-boyfriend, the man she was in love with a long time ago. We don't know what happened, but we have been watching through flashbacks played by actors that do not look anything like these characters, okay? Even though it's supposed to be like 10 years earlier. I think in the book it's 10 years earlier, but in this movie, Blake Lively is clearly in her late 30s. I think she was 36, 37 years old when she filmed this movie, okay? So going back to her high school years, okay? It's like 20, 23 years ago is when the flashbacks take place. Okay, so all right, so just try to picture that in your mind. All right, the movie doesn't tell us. Okay, anyway, I guess we're supposed to assume that she's like 30 or something when she's not. I don't know. Anyway, so that's going on here. Okay, and Lily remembers. Okay, while she looks at his face, she remembers young Atlas. Okay, that's his name, Atlas. Get it? He has to carry the weight because he's got his own shit going on. Yeah, he's got his own abuse going on. Colleen Hoover wrote this shit. Okay. Look at a picture of her, okay? That should tell you everything you need to know, right there. Just look at the picture of her, okay? Look at my thumbnails. I got pictures of her on there. Okay, that's all you need to know. That's why would she do that? Wait a minute, Diego. Why would she name a character named Lily that likes flowers? Why would she be from Plethora? Why would the boy be named Atlas? Okay, yeah. That's all you need to know. Just look at her, all right? Anyway, so that's going on here. Okay, young Atlas tells Lily that he misses Boston. Well, one of the many times that she sneaks him into her room while her parents aren't home. Okay, they're sitting there in her room, and he tells her that he misses Boston. I guess that's where he's from, because remember, they're in Plethora, Maine. Okay, and that he's going to move back to Boston after he finishes his stint in the Marine Corps. Yes, this guy who is an expert at making chocolate truffle cookies with burnt marshmallows. Yeah, he's great at it. Oh, you want the recipe? I got it myself. I'm a Marine too. Yeah, that guy is actually going to join the Marines. I am a fucking Marine, okay? And I'm telling you right now, this guy's not going to survive the first week of boot camp. But oh well, it's a fucking movie, right? Anyway, so that's going on here. He's moving back there after the Marines, okay? Just like I did. Okay, when I finished my time in the Marines, I moved back to Chicago, all right? Which is where I'm from originally, all right? And he tells her everything is better there. Everything's better in Chicago, except the girls. Boston doesn't have you. Like that, okay? Yeah, well, yeah, she doesn't have a girl to do your hair? That's what Boston doesn't have? I'm sure you'll find one, okay? I'm sure you'll fucking find one. Okay, god damn. I'm sure they got gay bars there. You'll find one, all right? Better, you'll find one with a dick. Anyway, which is what you really want. Anyway, but that's what he tells her, okay? Because, that's the way that 18-year-olds talk in real life. When we're trying to seduce our fucking 15-year-old girlfriends. All right. Anyway, he's like, I don't know how you did it, but I know I'm going to miss you. And somehow, I don't know how, you've become my favorite person. That's what Lily tells him. You become my favorite person. I don't know how you did it. Simple. He had a fucking dick. He was homeless across the street, and you were fucking horny and a virgin. That's how he did it. It could have been any fucking dude with a heart on that walked by you. You're horny. What the hell? You felt sorry for him because he was living in an abandoned building across the street from your house. What kind of neighborhood do you live in when there's an abandoned building, a fire code violation, a fire hazard across the street from your house? And your dad's the mayor? How do you allow this? Anyway. Okay, so that's going on here. You know, Atlas is her favorite person, and he says the same, and then we hear the piano music, okay? And you know, they play some fucking chick song, I don't give a shit, okay? And they start to have sex. Okay? She instigates it, of course. We cannot have the male instigating sex in these movies. That's not allowed in Hollywood anymore. Hasn't been allowed for since 2017. Men are not allowed to make the first move in sex, okay? And they have not been allowed to do that since 2017 because of the Me Too, because of Harvey Weinstein. Okay, so the women always have to be the sexual aggressors. They always have to initiate sex. You see what I mean? The fact that, you know, Lily, adult Lily, 37-year-old Lily, does not initiate sex with Ryle. Ryle actually initiates sex with her. Why? Because he's the bad guy. Okay, she's got to be the victim here. She can't initiate sex. She can't be turned on by a guy that beats her up. You see what I mean? That can't happen. You know what happens in real life. So in her youth, when she was young, okay, she's the one that's going to jump on his knob. She's going to jump on his bone and ride it to town, okay, because he's weak and insecure and needs her to wipe his ass and put water on him, you know, and put him in the sunlight. You know, he's a flower and she's a flower and she's an oak tree and she got to take care of the flower. You see what I mean? So she's got to deflower him, even though technically he's deflowering her. Okay, so she's a sexual aggressor, all right? Despite the fact that she's 15 and he's 18, no feminist at all is going to raise the bullshit flag on this or say there's anything wrong with it. You know why? Because it's okay. It's okay when the girl does it. It's not okay when the man does it. You see what I mean? That's why when you see even action movies and shit, it's always the woman that kisses the guy first. It's always the girl that grabs his butt. It's the girl that grabs his crotch first. It's the girl that initiates it. It's not the guy. Because the moment a guy shows any sort of sexual interest towards a woman, he's automatically labeled a sexual assaulter. You see what I mean? So it's only okay when women do it. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. And the only reason Raul gets away with it in the movie is because he's got to come across as pathetic and because he's the bad guy. All right, so that's going on here. Okay, blah, blah. Okay, they start to have sex. She instigates the sex. Okay, losing her virginity. Whoa, yeah, right. Okay, and she has the condoms. Okay, she's a virgin, but she's got condoms in her. Who wrote this shit? Who wrote this? She's got condoms. And she tells him that she's a virgin. Okay, and he tells her he's only done it once. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. She's prepared. Okay, anyway. Back to the present. Okay, fast forward back to the present time, 2024. Okay, Lily leaves the table and looks for Atlas. Okay. Because they were sitting there, you know, with her boyfriend, you know, Ryle. They're all sitting, the three of them are sitting there. And then she makes an excuse and has to go to the bathroom. So she gets out the table and leaves Ryle there with her mom, Jenny Bloom. And she goes to the bathroom. But the truth is she's looking for Atlas, who's a waiter there. Okay, she's looking for him so she can talk to him. She hasn't seen him since a long time, all right? Okay, she finds him. They meet each other in the bathroom. Okay, he goes into the ladies' room. A man that actually looks like a man goes into the ladies' room. But you got to remember, this is Boston, okay? One of the most libtard cities in America, so of course, it's okay. It's okay. All he has to do is say that I identify as a woman, and they will leave him alone, okay? And if anyone tries to stop it, they'll kick those guys out. Okay, anyway, so that's going on here, okay? And he corners her in the bathroom and closes the door so she can't escape the ladies' room. So it's just him, Atlas, and her, Lily, in the bathroom, and she's okay with this. He's blocking the door. He's bigger and stronger than her. In the ladies' room. And she's okay with it. Of course she is. Of course she is. Anyway, so that's going on here, okay? You know, they meet each other again, okay? She says, so she notices that the USMC tattoo that he has, actually, maybe I said it right the first time, she has on his arm, you know, because he acts like a pussy, okay? He's supposed to be a Marine? No, you're not. You're making the Marine Corps look bad, okay? Anyway, he's got the USMC Eagle Globe and Anchor on his arm. She notices it. She says, oh, so you're in the Marines? He's like, yeah, I did it for 8 years. I was in the Marines, you know? Okay, and then he moved back to Boston after the Marine Corps, you know? And now he works at this restaurant, okay? And she tells him that she lives in Boston now too. Oh yeah, well I live in Boston too, you know? What a coincidence! They both live in Boston, yet they knew each other and met each other in fucking Plethora, Maine. Maine! Anyway. So Ryle is her guy. She tells him, yeah, Ryle, that guy I'm with there, that's my guy, Ryle, you know? And of course, the look on his face when she tells him, you know, that that's his guy, that's her guy, you know, Ryle, yeah. So that guy's sitting there, is that your, she's like, yeah, I'm with him, yeah. He's just like, like that, okay? Because why? Because he's a fucking pussy, okay? And she says, oh, you like him. He's really special. He's just like, like that, all right? And then Lindy says, so are you married? Do you see a fucking ring on his finger? Do you see a fucking ring on his finger? Why would you ask him that? Are you married? You know? You got a girlfriend? You got someone special? He's like, actually, no. I've spent my entire life, okay, sitting at home with my thumb up my ass, okay, and my dick in my other hand, okay, waiting for you to come back into my life. And, you know, no, I haven't thought about anyone else. No, I've been jerking off to you for the past 22 years. You're like, and think about it. I haven't moved on with my life. No, there's no girlfriend. There's no wife. There's no kids. There's nothing. There's my thumb in my ass, and there's my dick in my hand. And this is what I've been doing for 25 years, waiting for you to come back, to walk in that door. Because that's realistic. You see what I'm talking about? This is how this movie, Colleen Hoover, Justin Bell, this is what they think men are. They think that this is what we do. That if we fall in love with somebody when we're 15, 18 years old, that 25 years later, not only are we still in love with them, we haven't done a goddamn thing with our lives. Nothing. Except hope that they'll come back. Hope that you'll run into them again. This is bullshit. And I know what I'm talking about. I've been in this situation before. Okay? I have. I'm still friends with my girlfriend from back when I was like 20 years old. Okay? I'm still friends with her. All right? So how do you think I felt when she came back into my life? Okay? We went through like 14 years without seeing each other, hearing from each other. Then all of a sudden social media got invented, and then we found her. She found me. So all those old feelings came back. I know exactly. We know exactly what Atlas is going through. And to some extent what Lily's going through. I know what it's like. And I know it happens sometimes. It happened to me. Okay? I know. Okay? But do you think for one fucking second that I spent those 14 years sitting on my ass with my dick in my hand, waiting that someday, somehow, that girl from my past will just magically show up in my life one day and everything we can just, pick it up where we left off? No! Because that's bullshit! Men don't do that. We actually move on. I know, ladies, you don't want to fucking believe this. Okay? But we do get over you. We do. No fucking chick flick's gonna tell you that. I know. All the chick flicks, the men are all fucking crying over girls that broke their heart 15, 20, 30 years ago. 80 years ago. If you're like Titanic or some shit. But it's a bullshit narrative. It's not true. It's not fucking true. We get over shit. We get over people. We get over women. You're replaceable too. You are not one in a million. You're one of a million. Yes, sometimes it hurts, and I'm not saying it's easy, especially if you love the girl. Okay? But there are other women. There are other women. And that's the truth. And these movies don't talk about that. No, the guy's always got to be fucking heartbroken waiting for the girl to come back someday. This is bullshit. Most guys don't do that. But now if you watch this movie, I guarantee you, ladies, the guy that you dated, that you were in love with 20, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, he got over you. Whether you dumped him, whether he dumped you, he got over you. He got over you. And that's the truth. I know it fucks up your fantasy that they're still out there with their dick in their hand, waiting for you to come back, dreaming about you, wishing you were there. No, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Anyway, so he makes up with some bullshit excuse. He says, "Oh yeah, Cassie. I'm with a girl. I'm with a guy named. I mean, a girl named Cassie. Yeah, Cassie and I are great. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, Cassie, by the way, is what I named my fucking hand. Yeah. Anyway, so that's going on here. Okay, and she's like, "Oh, well, that's good. That's good. That's good. I'm glad you have someone." And he's just like that the whole time. This whole conversation, he's like fucking mouth breathing. And she tells him to come to her flower shop. Yeah. Come to my flower shop. It's called Lily Blooms, and it's always open. So he invites her to her flower shop. Okay, so that happens. That actually happened. Okay, I'm gonna stop my review right here, but I'll be back shortly to continue my review. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.